So, Painwheel. My favorite color is Sentinel. It's the best reference for her play style and style. I actually like the color. It matches well with my typical preference for blues. And we'll go to So typically I like to go over characters' normals first before moving in, and then specials and supers before moving into any combos and stuff. You kind of already have an idea of how her normals work, but it's always good to go over every single one of them. Her light punch is her fastest charge. She can do the crouching light punch or the standing light punch for a charge with which will give her 1 hit of armor. So if you want to yeah, see right there?
Yeah.
Yep, just coming through. It's only going to give you 1 hit of armor though. So if you try to
But it's fast.
Yep. If you just try to like crouching light or standing light through this, yep, breaks right through. So her crouching light kick is probably her best. Like a lot of characters, her crouching light kick is her best poke. It's her best neutral poke. To get a little bit more range of it, you can always add it to her dash. She's not parasol though, so her dash has a really slow startup. So when you try to put it in at the beginning, you're really not going to get a lot of extra range. You kind of have to really put it at the end if you really want to do a ground poke with it. But again, it's still her fastest and longest range ground poke, and it's actually a pretty long range ground poke. Like you'd be hard pressed to find somebody who has quite as long a crouching light as Painwheel. I mean, there are some good ones out there, but Fortune's standing light is actually really far-reaching. Let's go into the air real quick, and we'll talk about her 2 lights in the air. Jumping light punch and jumping light kick are almost indistinguishable from each other, with the exception of one is like her shoulders and knees, and the other is just her knees, with her bending her legs backwards. Whenever you slow down the game, if you ever watch what Painwheel's doing, this one in particular, if you watch what she does for her standing heavy kick, you're just like, I didn't notice for the longest time, and then I realized she was literally breaking her leg backwards to have that spike come out. So
I just noticed when she's flying, she's controlling the blade, with blades coming out of her limbs. So that blade comes out of her spine, right? It's all connected to her. Her backstory is terrible. A lot of the characters have pretty grim backstories. Like Peacock's is even worse. Play all the story modes.
Peacock's is bad. Fortune's bad. Peacock, she was like, I don't know, murdered, like murdered as a kid, but not murdered. She was saved by one of the labs and turned into a weapon, an anti-Skullgirl weapon. Kind of like Peacock, kind of like Painwheel, except Painwheel's like more. She was an experiment more than a saving. Like she wasn't picked up from the brink of death. Anyways, let's keep talking about her as a gameplay character. One of your best long range aerials is jumping medium punch. What you're gonna want to do with jumping medium punch is just fly around and try to find, like dash in with it. I should actually talk a little bit. You know what? Even though it's a special, we're going to talk a little bit about flight as we continue, because it's so important to understand how flight works. You can flight cancel an aerial. Like if you choose to, you go into flight and you do an aerial, you can do it
up to 2 times in one combo.
Yep, up to 2. Okay, so you already know. Yep.
Yeah.
Do up to 2 times in one combo. But you can actually flight cancel. You can, they do. You can actually flight cancel whiffs quite a few times. Let's see. See, I thought I had. Okay. Yeah, you can only flight cancel the normals twice. For some reason, just a moment ago, I thought it was flight canceling more than 2 times, but must have been not paying attention. It's even worse if you're trying to do it off of a Boer Reaper, because you can only cancel those once. If you were to try and do another one, so like just land a Boer Reaper on me in the air, like do the light kick one.
Sorry.
And then do another one. And you notice that you could not flight cancel it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, one flight cancel for Boer Reapers. That's actually a modification for Skullgirl's second encore. She used to be able to do 2 just like anything else, and they realized her damage potential was a little bit too easy and too high.
Yeah.
Even though she was still a hard character to use, her damage potential was monstrous. So, crouching medium kick is actually it's almost as fast as a crouching light kick, and reaches pretty far too, pretty much just as far.
Yeah.
Often it is a better link or combo starter because it's going to scale your combos less. You'll note that with any character, if starting with a light scales your combos more heavily, or putting a light in your combos will scale them more heavily than using a medium or a heavy. That's why anytime you see optimal bread and butter combos, you don't see much in the way of lights. You only see lights if they're required for linking. If the frames like just won't work with any other move, they'll put in a light. So like your pros will put up optimal combos, and they don't have very many light attacks unless they have to use them to link. And also IPS will take a factor in at some point where you can't use that medium attack again to start the combo. So
yeah.
So again, medium kick, one of her good links and good starters. Standing medium kick, this move comes out on accident for me a lot because I'm always trying to do crouching medium. It puts the character in the air, the opponent character in the air, and it ruins a lot of grounded combo strings. Like when you What were you saying?
But I only use it in the corner because
right, because at that point
it works. You can do like
pretty much. When you're not in the corner, the only option tends to be the hard kick where you can always, if you cancel it, you can get there. And the only thing that's going to link is medium kick where you'll notice. Speaking of the Boer Reapers, medium kick reaches. If I could turn on hitboxes right now, you'd be amazed how big that hitbox is. Like just how far. I mean, just so you see how far this reaches.
Yeah.
It will surprise people, and it will surprise you too. It's a big difference from the light kick one. This one is extremely short.
You have to stay. If you use like, I don't have an example. I try to use it in combos, and sometimes it connects, and sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and get better at the string, but okay. All right, so you already have an idea of what you should be using. And then I should have gone into a light punch, but it's not the string. The string I do for my long Painwheel bread and butter is very unoptimal, extremely I don't get a lot of damage off of my longest combo with her, and I need to. The problem is that she has hard B&Bs to really learn. So yeah, it's worth noting that crouching medium punch is actually one of your rage attacks. Because it has the extra hits after it. It comes out relatively quickly once you get it going. It's just got the long startup. And I mean, it's not even that long a startup, and it's got the 4 hits. It's one of your best hit confirmable moves. Because you have all the time in the world when those 4 hits are coming. You're like, oh, what am I going to do after that? You can actually link that. And then yeah, so speaking of jumping medium kick. So jumping medium kick, just stand on the ground. I just want you to stand on the ground.
Yep.
I want you to kind of look at how much hit stun you get from that move. Just how long you're reeling back. This move, and try to walk or block after it. Like just see how long it takes.
Yeah.
That move has a long amount of hit stun. It's the move to link your aerial combos with a lot. Even your ground combos sometimes. You just flight cancel into that. You're gonna have a lot of time to get the next move out, and you'll see the longer combos taking, like some of her corner combos, really taking advantage of it. And the goal is to just make sure you don't end up with a ground bounce. You want to hit a standing opponent with this move more than you want to hit an aerial opponent. I mean, in aerial opponents you'll carry them too, but like it depends how close to the ground are they. So we already talked about jumping medium punch is so obvious, like, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, that's when I was talking about flight originally. I don't know if you've ever noticed, but when you are going up and back, you go much more slowly when you are going down and forward.
Yeah, it's fast. Yeah.
Right? It's more. It encourages aggressiveness, and it really allows you to come hard, like really come down hard with crouching or jumping medium punch. If you actually have the height, you know, obviously, because if you are not high enough, you have the potential of just whiffing entirely, like that. So yeah, that's just more of an example of how to use. And I see that, you know, you do know a little bit, like you practice Painwheel clearly, and I've seen sometimes you do combos.
I practiced combos and tried what I can think,
but in a fight, see, and when
I have no experience with fighting games, so I don't know how to use most of it. I don't know.
Well, what you have
I can show you my. This is like my.
Oh, where's the death crawl? You can put a death crawl in there. Is that what you're gonna do?
Yeah.
That's not a bad combo. That's a good combo.
Yeah, it's not bad, but
just I'm watching the damage.
No, it's I always practice with Philia, so.
No, I mean you would have.
Yeah.
All you needed was that death crawl and. Maybe a later timing on the heavy kick. You want to get this timing late so that you come to the ground and maybe they even restand. Because if they're restanding, like.
Well, yeah, it works. But
yeah, I believe you. That combo I think is a little bit more damaging than mine. The problem is the neutral game with her. Like, okay, I can do the long combo, but how am I going to get in? Am I going to try to do one of these, or am I going to have to figure out, like, you know, a game like this? If you start going for the aerial cross-up game, jumping heavy kick is one of your best friends, because you can just check it out. Just start. I'm going to start blocking. Cancel. Just cancel it when you're hitting. Just like flight cancel it while you're in the air. Look at that. Oh shit! You're still in the air. Whoa! Oh my god! What are you doing? Like, I don't even know. Oh god. So like, and the goal, right at that point, smarter players will maybe like try to pillar you or something, and they'll try to do some invulnerable DP. But newer players are not going to be sure of what to do, and they're just going to keep blocking. You can use that to your advantage to try to, you know, either, oh hey, they stop blocking for a moment and come down with an attack like a light or another heavy kick, or hell, if you really think you're going to get it, the medium. Or if you just come down and you stop, you go for that grab, right? And then the grab for her is a pretty easy link. I'm pretty sure. Oh, sorry.
It was so fast. I'd never get to
yeah, so you can definitely. Well, that's because when I said grab, you thought it, and then I was going to do it too. So.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't me trying to actually tech you. Just thinking it at the same time. So, anyways, you can just you can see that that when you flight cancel, when you just put flight cancel pressure, like if you whiff or you don't. See, I didn't have any flight cancel there. People just, they don't know what you're gonna do. And one of the best moves to do it with this is this move. It's just simply. And yeah, I'm garbage with her nowadays. Oh, hey, and the K's back. Let's see. I guess I could talk a little bit about her command normal. This move, I see it sometimes in certain combos, but honestly, I don't really know what to do with it because, like, the only really good thing you can say for it is one of her longest range ground moves. Yeah. Like, cause I mean, it does look cool. Yeah, I didn't get my link there. My flight cancel. I mean, I guess it can start combos. I've never really tried to. It depends on how far away they are, because you could try to get them from pretty far away with it, and then you can't link with the light kick version. I mean, you'll almost always be able to link with that, but
yeah.
But when you do, the only thing
after 3 hits, then it's really safe. But
no, I mean, this move is not safe on block. Like, go ahead and try and hit me. I guess it can be. I don't know. Painwheel's not the fastest character in the game by any means.
No, absolutely not.
So, at a range, depending on who you're fighting, it could be safe on block. I don't know. I've not explored the utility of that move enough. I just tend to avoid it when I can. But I suppose better Painwheel players could try to teach you. Remember that her grab is basically what she comes in with as a assist. So when she'll come in with that aerial grab, and that's what she'll do, and then you can just link with and then continue as necessary. Her aerial, she has this 3 hits, I think. Should be 3 hits of armor. All heavies that you charge are 3 hits. Also worth noting that if you just go ahead and crouch block, that is not an overhead when you are crouch blocking, unless you charge it. When you charge it, it becomes an overhead. It's practically a command normal. So, yeah,
that's cool.
An overhead and also a crumble. So you got plenty of time to finish a combo. When you just hit the normal one, I mean, the only thing you can do is it not only does it gives you a ground bounce, so it's like, fuck, I gotta catch them. But in all likelihood, you're just gonna OTG them. You might be able to. So you could always do that, and then figure out your And I don't do a link like that very often. So see, she OTG'd anyway. It's like trying to restand the opponent. You always got to be mindful in your combos. Like, oh, did I use up my OTG or did I restand them? Restanding is the goal, because restanding maximizes the length of your combo. So, but that's combo execution stuff more than it is neutral game stuff. And neutral game with her, it's not easy because you have to be confusing. You have to occasionally throw out those lights in the air, but then you got to figure out, okay, I hit with a light. You don't have much time to think, what's my next move? Probably your next move might best be medium kick, that aerial medium kick. If you can get that aerial light But the problem is that it takes forever to come out. It starts in front of her, but goes behind. And you would think it would be better for cross-ups, but because it takes a while to come out, it's really your best cross-up move is this. Because sometimes you don't really even know where you're going to end up on the opponent, like with that move. Like, oh, see, look, you were in front of me when you were hitting, and then you're on the other side. There are some. I was watching some really nasty resets with Parasol using that move's pass through and hitbox in the air, and it's just like, how are you supposed to guard against that? You're not sure where she's going to be. Neither the player nor the opponent really knows, so you just have to notice it before they do. So make use of flight cancels and jumping heavy kick. Getting into specials, I just want to show you the neat trick of flight canceling these.
Oh yeah, I read about it.
Yep. If you do it with the heavy punch one, you can actually, if it hits, you can link a combo with crouch with a jumping medium. So you gotta basically, like, the heavy punch one is the only one that's gonna.
Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. I blocked you.
That's okay. If you hadn't blocked, it would have linked. So I was there in time. So that, I mean, if your opponent, if you think Painwheel's not even remotely, like a whatchamacallit, a zony character, but now when you do this, I don't know if you're noticing how much faster.
Yeah, it's fast.
They come out way faster, and then of course you can flight cancel.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Which one is it?
It kicks.
Yeah.
Yep, quarter circle backwards kicks. Unfortunately, in training, trying to maximize look at that. Trying to maximize that move is hard because that move lasts the longer. Like, it'll last longer if you have less health. So when you are low on health, you go into Hatred install. It'll last considerably longer, and I don't remember what the max is. Like if it's like 10 seconds, 15 seconds, but it does alter your moves. So you can see how her grab gets that extra hitbox. It'll change how your moves hit some of them. Yeah, see, there's that extra bounce that wasn't there in the normal one. It'll give you more hits to this move. You can see how she hits way more times. 34 times versus what, like 15 on normal? I don't know. It's going to be the heavy punch, the heavy one again. Does a lot more damage. Does good damage as opposed to this, which is terrible damage. This move's terrible. Like, other than it being an aerial super very fast, and you can flight cancel after it too. So actually, you can flight cancel if it whiffs.
What?
Yeah. So if you happen to whiff entirely, you just flight cancel and then cancel the flight. By the way, you know the quick way to cancel flight? So if you're flying, just press 2 punches in the air. You could alternatively try to do another flight command, but you'll end up doing a move. So if you just press 2 punches, you won't do anything, and you could potentially be blocking. So like if somebody catches you flying, if you happen to press 2 punches and block, then you saved yourself because you obviously can't block while flying. So it's hard. That part's really hard because to think about pressing the extra punches, canceling into a blockable state. It's not easy. What else have we not gone over? There are a couple of other changes that she gets to her hatred install, but I guess it's not. This is really hard to plan for, but when you have when you're taking damage on Hatred Guard, any damage that you take on Hatred Guard gets reflected. Yep.
Yeah.
So if somebody,
you still get the damage, but
you still get it, but
you can die while you get when you have 1 HP left, and
yeah, I don't think it'll save you.
Then you can die from it.
Yeah, it won't save you.
You are in Hatred install.
What Hatred install will save you from dying?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that. That is new to
I
me.
read it on the. I tried. Yeah. I read a little bit about it, but well.
God, what else can I do? What can you do with Hatred? Oh, Hatred install. Oh, that's another move. That move will reflect. Not reflect damage because it doesn't have its own Hatred armor frames, but whatever you've absorbed, it's something about whatever you've absorbed with Hatred armor, you can reflect it with the level 3. I don't remember how exactly to do it. If it's within a certain period of time, whatever damage you've absorbed or whatever. But you can do a lot of damage with a level 3 if somebody has hit you with something nasty. So, especially if you're do a level 3 out of a level 2. If you're in Hatred install and because Hatred install magnifies the amount of damage you reflect off of your Hatred Guard stuff. So if you happen to hit it with the level 3 as well, I mean, God, you do a lot. I've seen what it looks like. Since you kind of already have an idea of how to do some strings off of the Reapers, there's no point really teaching you. Just know that I've got to do the whole flight cancel and then fly into them with a light attack thing.
Yeah, you can actually get 2 hits.
Yep, you can do the
Exactly.
punch kick, but the thing about doing that is you want to minimize it because that's scaling, right? You want to only link as much as you have to. That makes it easier. Don't get me wrong. It's easy to not drop that, but when you're trying to do this, you really gotta. And ideally, see, you can link that. And that's what you want to do. You don't want to come back to the ground and try to do that. You just want to come back to the ground. God. You want to come back to the ground doing that for maximum damage. It's something you're gonna have to practice, and I wouldn't recommend practicing it online. You will eventually have to, playing here, you'll have to do it online against other people. But and Painwheel is gonna be hard to do online because you just right now we're fine because we're not doing much. If we drop something, it's my fault, right? If I drop something, it's not all mine. But some of these other matches can get pretty laggy, as you've seen. So trying to keep your wits about you with this kind of character. Ending combos. You were already going to use the right super, but you should always go for Death Crawl. And the reason is both moves don't do a lot of damage. Death Crawl does a little bit more on its own, and more importantly, that move, I don't know the name of it, has Boer Thresher, has 19 hits. Death Crawl has 26. And what's important about that is that the more hits a super has, the better it scales at the end of a long combo. So I've already hit with 25 hits in a combo. I do a super that has 24 or 26 hits or whatever. it's not going to be, each individual hit is going to take less damage off, right, for being in that long of a combo to begin with. So it's better to use that super multi-hit move than say, oh, I'm Parasol, I just did a 16-hit combo to you, and now I'm going to end it with Silent Scope. That Silent Scope isn't going to do a lot of damage at all, because it's a one-hit move. So the way to get Death Crawl is, of course, you need to end your aerials with a Heavy Kick, because Heavy Kick will restand them. But to land it, you often want to. Yep, exactly. You have to cancel. You have to cancel the. You have to cancel the heavy punch early. Yep.
Heavy punch. Yeah.
You can't get the ending hit because otherwise, yep. The opponent doesn't necessarily have to restand because I hit you before you were restood, but. Because you're going to end the combo anyway, it doesn't matter what state they're in. The restands are just more, yeah.
Yeah, I have to pick this.
Now that move, remember, it's hitting a long way down. Pretty much like the top of the screen. The highest you can go, that move will be hitting the whole way down. So you really want it to be hitting to make sure that you're connecting. Like, you don't want to be trying to cancel it early. Just as soon as you get to the ground, Death Crawl, like ASAP. So. Oh, speaking of damage scaling, that'll scale combos.
Yeah.
It's like moves that do special stun, like Silver Cord or Silver Cord does a stagger. That's the Squiggly's Scorpion Get Over Here move.
Yeah.
And this move is it doesn't stagger, but it does. It's a unique nail stun.
Yeah.
It'll scale the combo by, like, I don't know if it's 50%. I think it's 50% for moves like that. So. As soon as you put it in, the damage that you're putting out after it is not as much. But sometimes you'll see combos do it. You'll see pro combos do it. So sometimes you have to put it in. Just don't put it in early.
Okay.
And I think we've kind of covered it. The hardest part is learning how to fly with her. People are going to attack you when you're in the air. They're going to think, oh, she's vulnerable. Even though you want to be on them and be like, putting out that more often than not. Because if you're anywhere near the opponent, they're either going to be forced to block or they're going to get hit by it, unless they're invincible, invulnerable move through it. So, figure out a combo that you like with her and don't drop it.
What?
No, I'm saying. Like what you did, like figure out that combo. If you like that combo, don't bother trying to learn something complicated because it's going to do enough damage for now. It's just a matter of getting in the opening.
Yeah, right. But it's easy to, like, what's so predictable? You can just wait till they finish their unsafe strings and then, now I'm gonna do my combo. Right.
That's what you need to do against beginner opponents who do unsafe strings, or really any opponent. Somebody who ends something unsafe, like I'll end something unsafe sometimes, and I'll be like, fuck, why'd I do that? Like, usually if I'm not hitting, I'll try, like, with Parasol, I'm always ending something like a block string. Usually I'm putting a napalm shot at the end of it, which is super safe. Like, I don't have to worry about anything. The only thing is sometimes a person will push block me, and then like Ray saw with Valentine, will jump and dash over the napalm shot and then medium punch me in the face with his hacksaw. So with Painwheel, she's not fast enough to really fly over something like that. She's gonna get hit. But you can always figure out something. Push blocking is the way to get stupid aggressive stuff like that off you. And then when you get really good, you can learn about how to push block guard cancel. I'm not good enough. What's the command for that again?
It's medium punch, high punch, down. No, sorry, that was German. Sorry. It's buttons names.
Medium punch, heavy punch.
Medium kick, high kick, down, medium punch, heavy punch, and it actually does 5 damage. I checked.
No, yeah. Yeah, the little stars. It's kind of hard for me to do.
Yeah.
Like the way I use a controller, it's hard for me to get it to come out. Oh. Yeah. I mean, I wish it did something other than the 5 damage, but what are you gonna do? I don't think you can kill with it. Any taunt that does damage, I don't think you can kill with it. Freaking what's her face's Valentine's is good. She does like extra damage on a move after she eats her chocolate bar. I don't remember which move it is.
What? Really?
Yeah, she eats a chocolate bar and then she does extra damage on something. Robo's is she'll do more hits off of her. She'll launch twice the number of missiles off of her next. When she launches missiles off her heads, she'll launch twice the number. Eliza's taunt allows her to do Sekhmet, or allows Sekhmet to do the super move without being in Eliza. Like, if you've ever played against Eliza, you know how she does the super move that pops Sekhmet out. I don't know remember the name of it right now, but Sekhmet can't usually do that move by herself. So when you do the taunt with Eliza, and Sekhmet is out, Sekhmet can just pop out the super without already being in Eliza. She can just do it by itself. So, which is pretty good because that move is really strong. That super,
yeah,
does a lot of damage. And then Squiggly, Squiggly allows her to do her level 5 Raging Demon. So Squiggly has a secret. It's second encore only. She has a secret super move. It's really hard to do.
I think I've never seen that one.
It's because it's really hard. Not only do you have to have level 5 bar, you have to have done the taunt, and you have to have both your Saria moves charged, which is hard because she's constantly using them. Like,
yeah,
you have to have your punch stance and your kick stance ready to go. So, and level 5 too, because again with Squiggly, like, I use meter a lot with her. Battle operas all the time. So. Meanwhile, some other characters, like Painwheel or Philia, right, be very reset heavy and might earn a lot of meter without ever really using it. So that's all I got as far as Painwheel. Like, unless you wanted to, like, really, you're going to need to do some practice on your own. I would, when you're practicing stuff on your own, see if you can't get it in against like a really hard, like a nightmare level CPU. It's not the same as a human, but it'll get you some practice at maybe punishing some unsafe stuff and finding your links. Just finding, like, oh, I'm in combat now. I can get my combo. I'm not scared, right? I'm under pressure, but I'm getting it. And then the other thing too is it can give you the opportunity to practice push blocking, because that was why I perfected you. Because you didn't push block me at all.
I didn't do it at all. Yeah, because I always play with bots and you just have to wait till they finish their string.
Right, but don't even wait. Just push them away and then and then be the aggressor. Don't let them continue to be the aggressor until it's your turn. Sometimes a player is not going to give you a turn unless you get the turn. Sometimes they're going to grab you more than I did, and I only grabbed you, I think, once or twice out of an aerial combo. Like if you're guarding that much, they'll grab you. And thus endeth the lesson.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem. Hopefully it's helpful. I might put this down in the training report.
Apply it.
Huh?
I'll try to apply it to my game. Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna have to train on your own. It's just some knowledge, and we can play again later. We can, when you've practiced a little more, we'll do the match, and I'll play Parasol, and we'll see how things have changed. So.
Yeah.
All right, man. Good talking. Good. And this is a recorded training session, so you can kind of see how it looks on YouTube.
Yeah.
All right, man. Sorry for talking so much.
No problem. I like listening.
Cool. All right. Let me tell whatchamacallit. And Gamecaster, stop now.